Gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Fifth Street Sports, the show the professional sports bettors hate. Frank.
Oh, yes,
they hate us. I'm Nick Gieber. He's Frank Perez. Together, we're going to bring you some of the best tips and picks and values, betting strategies. Most importantly, we're going to talk NFL today, Frank.
Oh, yeah, we got a great midweek take on all the games, but Nick, I got to tell you before, let's get this out of the way, okay? Because, you know, our roundtable betting group over here at Fifth Street, when we do our handicapping, these guys are tough cookies.
Yep.
And after I blew that Raider game.
But did the game call you the next day, though?
No, put it this way. After I lost that Raider game, when I walked into the room yesterday, I mean, you know, I knew it was going to be brutal because I was chirping, and then they seen our accounts, how much money I blew, how much money I put on it. I tell you, Nick, I got the feeling when I walked in there. Have you ever gotten the feeling when you walk into a room and everybody's wearing a tuxedo and you're a brown pair of shoes?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same feeling I got with these guys. These guys were absolutely looking at me like it was brutal. I knew I was gonna take the heat. You know what I mean? But I told them, I said, listen, guys, I understand. And I know how much I know how much we lost in the game, and I went too heavy on it. Believe me, after I got the finals on that game, I was duct taping my windows so that the gas wouldn't get out. Okay.
So what happened?
Well, what happened?
Didn't pay the gas bill?
No,
turn it on?
no. Well, how about this? I was either going to duct tape the windows so the gas wouldn't get out, or I was going to try to find somebody to share an Uber with me out to Hoover Dam. But right. I take the game seriously.
Well, we got a lot to get to today. Really, a lot of great topics. We're going to talk NFL. We're going to take an early look at all of the upcoming NFL matches as well that are in store for us. Listen, folks, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. You can find us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. And if you have something to say, we'd love to hear from you. How did you do over the last weekend? And who are you who are your picks coming up for the weekend? 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. Listen, if you're in Florida, stay safe. I see that they're 80-foot waves. There's always some idiot that doesn't leave. It's like, dude, those waves are like too good to say no. You know, I got to stay. Well, get out now because you're going to get creamed by that. All right, Fifth Street Sports. Nick and Frank, we're going to step aside, take a quick break. You be sure to rejoin us here in 3 minutes.
And here's today's BRP safety tips. Riding outdoor recreational vehicles can be fun. These safety tips can help make your outdoor experience safe and enjoyable. Enroll in a motorcycle, ATV, snowmobile, or water safety course. Depending on the vehicle, always wear protective gear. Helmets, life jackets, goggles, long-sleeve shirts and pants, and gloves will help keep you incident-free. Always stick to the correct and legal number of people on your outdoor machine. And now a word from BRP.
It's time for the Yellow Tag sales event at your local BRP dealer, where you can save big on new Can-Am off-road vehicles. Can-Am vehicles were made to perform and make the most out of any challenge. And right now, quality costs less, because you can save up to $2,000 on select Can-Am vehicles. Just stop by your local BRP dealer right now before the Yellow Tag sales event is gone. Offer ends September 30th, 2018. Certain conditions may apply. See dealer for details.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables vehicles, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
All right, welcome back. Fifth Street Sports, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation. Big hello to our men and women in uniform around the world listening on the American Forces Radio Network. It is an absolute privilege to speak to all of you out there, as we do every day from 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, right here on these networks. We're also on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and we stream live video on Twitch, YouTube Live, and, of course, Facebook Live. So there you have it. That is the, let's say, the mechanics of the show out of the way. Frank, we've got NFL coming up. And if look, sports in general in America are changing. They're Me Tooing. They're losing their edge. So look, if you can handle female sportscasters now calling American football games, you can handle an Englishman talking to you about NFL, right?
Yeah, except with what you know about American sports and $1.95, we can go get a cup of coffee at almost any convenience store.
You see, how about that? But NFL is coming up this week.
Yeah,
starting Thursday, Frank.
Right, like I know you watched a couple of these games and you think the NFL stands for the National Flag League, but it's not. Well, just stick around with Fifth Street Sports. We're going to give you a nice American education here in sports.
Let me tell you what I like, Frank. You know what I like more than anything? I'm making some money.
Great.
So the NFL is a great way to make a little dosh for someone like me. I will admit that I'm not the biggest fan of the game, but then I didn't grow up with it, and it seems like kind of a silly game.
Or you didn't bet enough on it. But Nick,
so what do we got this week?
Okay, now
let's go with Thursday.
Okay, now listen, guys. It's Wednesday, so we're going through our midweek scan of our NFL schedule this week because we love weeks 2 and 3 in the NFL. Those are the best over and under reaction weeks of the season to spreads, players' mentality, and emotions. And this week, we got a couple of beauties in here. Now, take it. We start our handicapping this is we're halfway through with this. So what I'm going to read off to you is a little bit of the lines, the games, where we think they're going to go, and where we're almost done with them as far as what we're going to do with them, how we're going to use them in spreads. So let's start with here's the Thursday game. We got Baltimore at Cincinnati. This game's flip-flopping between a pick and 1 each way. But that's crucial for us because we actually like Cincinnati in this game, but we're trying to catch that Cincinnati plus 1.5 at home. And the reason for that is because if we can get that 1.5, we've already got about 3 or 4 of the games that we want to use that in a teaser. We want to get over that 7 to 7.5.
Okay, stop. Hold it right there.
Okay.
Explain what you just said.
Okay.
English.
See what I mean, folks? Here's a soccer guy. Believe me, here's a soccer guy. When it comes to NFL, he can't spell go. But this is what I mean about that 1.5 is when we can get Cincinnati plus 1.5, we're looking to use our 6-point teaser and get them to 7 plus 7.5, which is one of our plays.
Now, we talked about teasers a few weeks ago here, actually.
Teasers is when they give you 6 points in each game, and you can use them. You can maneuver your line with them. But here's the key on that. See, Oklahoma Brian, he's really hooked on the 6-pointer. That's why and he's on our staff. And I'm on probation after that Raider game. So, anyways, let me tell you about.
Actually, he's not here today because he's suspended because of his off-color Burt Reynolds joke.
Oh yeah, I know he got 5 for fighting yesterday, baby. Chris put him in the penalty box. So, anyways, I myself would use the 6.5 point teaser if I had to, and take Cincinnati plus 7.5. Or you could go Baltimore. We lean Cincinnati. Let's go to the next game. Here's a little bit of we're starting to factor in as a little overreaction. Indy is at Washington. That Indy score was not indicative so much of the game. We thought it was a little bit closer than that. Washington also, they went out and trampled Arizona. So, of course, they make Washington a 5.5 or a 6. We think that's just a touch too much. Cincy plus 6 will be a play for us. It's 5.5 and 6. All right, we go to the next game. We got Carolina's at Atlanta. Atlanta minus 6. This is a game where this is a WTF game for us. We can't understand this. Atlanta is ranked 30th. 30th, okay, in offense, excuse me. And they're laying 6 to Carolina. We're trying to figure out why that could be, but we're leaning strongly towards Carolina plus the 6 here.
Well, they got beaten by the Eagles in the opening game of the season.
Yeah, 18-12. That was a tough game. I mean, it was a sloppy. It was 29 penalties in that game.
It was
sloppy,
exactly
ugly game.
free-flowing,
We had the
was it?
right side, but we got lucky. All right, guys. Now here's a classic game.
Actually, Frank, hold on. You mean you had the right side? If I remember correctly, you were literally going to take, the 401k, liquidate it, and put everything on the Eagles. I actually think you might have taken your furniture and dropped it off at the bookies.
Well,
so
I did pretty good. I chirped, but after that one, I can't believe I actually came out on the thing and started chirping on the Raiders. And I got my ass handed to me, but that's okay. Yeah, my 401k looks like a 201k right now, but let's go to the next game. All right. Los Angeles Chargers at Buffalo. Here we go, guys. We love this game. We did love this game, but now we're sensing a big trap here. Okay, as awful as Buffalo looked last week with Peterson, 47-3 getting hammered by the Ravens, anybody would think taking the Chargers here in a teaser minus 1 or a half or 1.5 would be like stealing. But what I got to say about this game is let's be a little careful. We're not going to jump on the finger because when something looks too good in this NFL, we smell a rat. Buffalo is going to be starting Josh Allen. He is was a great quarterback over from Wyoming. He's a 22-year-old rookie. I mean, this kid's 6'5", 238 pounds, a great arm. We know he's very inconsistent, and he's a rookie, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful because he's got the talent. He's coming in. And Lane, it just looks a little bit too trappy for us. And if this kid shows up, the Chargers are going to have a problem. Chargers are going to have a big problem in this game, so we're gonna just put this one in second gear.
This kid's 22 years old.
It don't matter. I mean,
the game has to be done before his curfew's up.
No, that's true. But he's got tremendous talent. He's a big kid, 6'5". I mean, they love that in the NFL. He can if he shows up and this kid doesn't have the jitters or nervous. But I mean, if he comes in there like really wrapped tighter than an airport sandwich, then the Chargers will be okay. But if he comes in there confident and hitting everybody, because remember, this Peterson, last week couldn't hit a 3-legged elephant. But this kid, if he shows up, the Chargers could have a problem.
But but hold on. I just want to back something up here because, the Bills were just awful.
Yeah, I know.
They got murdered 47-3. That's embarrassing.
I know, but the NFL, you can't overreact. Even though this line I don't think is an overreaction line. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was going to be 10.5. That would have been a real overreaction. But now with this kid, Josh Allen, getting in the mix, you just don't know what you're going to get. Be careful. It's week 2 of the NFL. Everybody gets no teams as bad as the week before. No teams as good as the week before. We know that rule.
You ever remember the crocodile hunter?
Yeah.
Danger, danger, danger.
That's right.
This one's danger, 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 isn't it, Frank?
It could be. It could be. I don't want to steer nobody off. We're going to probably use it, but careful. You're never stealing in the NFL, not like Oklahoma Brian. Anyways, next game. Here's a game, Kansas City at Pittsburgh. We love playing. This week, 3 teams qualified. It's their second, 3 teams qualify as opening their season with two road games in a row. Kansas City is one of them. They usually fare very poorly in their second game starting the season on the road. Kansas City's on the road. The game was 5. It's now down to 4. If it gets to a 3, we're definitely playing Pittsburgh. Definitely playing Pittsburgh if this game gets down to a 3. We're teeter-tottering because we don't want to go against a second-week road team system, but careful on that one. All right, Miami at the Jets. The Jets -3. We don't know what to make of this game. If anything, we're leaning Miami plus the 3.
This one's in New York.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are all... Yeah, this game should be a pick, but the Lions look so awful. Miami look tough at home. Anything, we're leaning Miami. Okay, we got to go through these a little bit quick because you know how we always run out of time. Philly at Tampa. Philly's a 3-point road favorite. Tampa's getting a little respect for that, ass whooping they put on the Saints, but be careful with that. Philly on the road, pass on this game. All right, this next game is what we call our fork game. Cleveland is now getting 10 against the Saints. And the reason we call it a fork game is because if the Saints lose this game as their second home game, you got to stick a fork in them for the season.
All right, we're going to pick up the rest of the games on the other side of the break. We're looking here at Week 2 in the National Football League. Frank Perez giving you his picks, telling you what the right plays are for this coming weekend and week, because it actually starts tomorrow. Right, Frank?
Right, oh, yeah.
This is Fifth Street Sports, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation. We'll be right back.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Sports. Nick Eber, Frank Perez. We're looking at the NFL Week 2. We're about halfway through, right, Frank?
No, a little bit more than halfway through. And when he means by halfway through is, remember, I've been sharing to you as we do all our analysis for betting here at Fifth Street at our round table. This is where we're at in this NFL. Now, we just finished that Saints game. Like I said, if the Saints lose this one, forget it. I mean, 10 points at home to -10 against Cleveland after blowing to Tampa last week. All right, next game, guys. We got Arizona at the Rams. The Rams are 13 on this game. We think it's a little bit too high. If it gets to 14, we're going to use Arizona. There's a little bit of overreaction there. Here's one, a little bit of overreaction, but we're starting to figure out what to make of this game. The Lions are at the 49ers. This game opened 3, and after that performance against the Jets, it went to 5.5. It's 6 now, a strong 6. We think that the Lions are value here, getting 6, except we're getting a lot of conflicting stats and info that these Lions just never win at San Francisco. But I got to tell you, I like them at 6. 7, I'm going to play them for sure. So there's. Remember, we're not quite finished with all these games. I'm giving you a midweek. Here's one we're using in a teaser: the Patriots. Patriots at Jacksonville. Patriots are -1 now. You can get some 2s, 1.5. We're going to definitely be using Jacksonville in a 6-point teaser. It's getting 7.5 or 8. That's going to be one of our strong teaser plays with the Cincinnati that we just told you we're looking out for. Careful on this game, but we love it because, they're going to get some water from this hurricane. By the way, on the hurricane, the first thing I want to get out of the way is to all the folks down there. We're praying for you. We hope you're safe. Get out of there. We don't, when we talk about these hurricane games, we get all excited. I almost feel like we're looters. Like we're looters. Like the hurricane's going to get us. Let's get these great angles on these games.
No, you're thriving on other people's tragedy. Let's face it.
We're not.
I mean, no, really, Frank.
I don't want to come off like that. I just want to share it like a nice angle on the game, but I know it sounds like, we're so excited it's going to rain.
It's a legitimate angle. It's a legit angle.
It is. Okay, so let's
I'll
go
give
with
you
that. Here's one. Okay, guys, we've gotten to our favorite overreaction game of the week. The Oakland Raiders are at Denver. Denver should be 2.5, 3 in this game. After these Raiders, which the final score did not indicate that game, okay? And I'm not just saying that because I gave it, and, I'm catching so much heat over this from all my colleagues here, and I'm still catching heat. The Raiders are getting 6. We really, really like the Raiders in this game, getting 6. It should be 2.5, 3. Now, remember, in this Raider game, because I bet it and I'm taking the heat over it, at the end of the first half, Nick, at the end of the first half in this game, I swear I looked like Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
And then after the final come in, I looked like Ned Beatty. Okay. But I like the Raiders. But
you're going to do it again this week.
I'm trying to talk the staff into it. They're all agreed, even though now.
What about that week that we bet Man United and lost? I'm like, they're going to win the next game. They're going to win next week. They're not going to lose 2 and then they lost again.
Nah, it's.
I mean, isn't this what you're doing? You're doing the same thing, Frank. You're chasing the rabbit down the hole.
The Raiders are getting about 3.5 points more than they should be. We're going to go with it, and you're not getting me off of it. But the team likes it, even though right now they look at me like I'm,
like you're a fool because you just throwing money at the Raiders.
Well,
again.
I bet too much of the team's money on the Raiders, and I chirped. I'm not chirping anymore, guys. I chirped on the Eagles. I got away with it. I chirped on the Raiders, and believe me, I'm at Western Union. System going well. Send cash. That's their favorite telegram.
Now, send cash now, right?
Yeah, send cash now. Here's another game. Giants at the Cowboys. Cowboys -3. We got 0 on this one, baby. We don't know what to make of both of these teams. Okay, so we're going to Pasadena on that one. Okay. By the way, the Houston at Tennessee game there's no line. There's injuries with the quarterback, Mariota.
There's no line yet on that?
No, there's no
not until
line.
You know who the quarterback's
going
to be, right?
Big quarterback issue on that one. But Houston would
qualify.
Why don't
they just go down to the preschool like the other guys did?
Who's that?
They can get another 12 instead of a 22-year-old when they get a 12-year-old.
Wow, they could, but they don't want to put a line on it. So with this Houston is the second of the 3 teams that qualify as being their second opening the season as their second game on the road. So obviously the play would be Tennessee, Houston playing their second game of the season on the road. Here's the third one. Seattle at Chicago. Seattle is the third qualifier for that system, which is really strong.
Enough of that nonsense, Frank. It's a Rockford file.
Oh, my God. Rockford's in the house.
Yes. Who's
Check
Angel?
this out now.
Where's Angel? Where's Angel? Remember Angel, his friend with the fro and the. Oh yeah, I remember that one. He had that. Didn't he have that Trans Am, right?
Yeah. Guys, Rockford is in the house. Boy, we put out an APB for this guy. He hadn't shown up in 2 days. Today he's in the house, Rockford. And here it is, folks, the Rockford first pick of the week. Game number 136, Pittsburgh, +4. Here's what Rockford sends in on this baby. The dog in this matchup is 4-1, okay? Now, Pittsburgh's at home getting 4. Pittsburgh is 11-5 at home in their last 16. Georgia Tech, this is their second game of the year, and it's the second road game in a row, and they're 2-7 as an away team. Also, he sends in here, Georgia Tech is possibly looking ahead to next week where they play Clemson. That's a huge game.
It's a big one, right? Yeah.
Huge game. It may be a look ahead. I'm not... Rockford, the guy's great. I mean, the guy made the team here at 5th Street. Him, America's Worst Better. We got another character coming in last week. We finished the team. They made the cut. We got to go with Rockford all the way on this. It's Pittsburgh +4 at home against Georgia Tech. You got to look away. You got to look ahead angle. You got all the stats. Rockford, thank you, baby. We're going to be using Pittsburgh +4. You heard it here. We're betting it.
Does Rockford have anything on our tall, burly women who throw a ball around a court?
Oh, the WNBA.
Yeah, the WNBA, right?
He does. He does have on, but he doesn't want it on his record here at 5th Street Sports, of which, of course, he's 1-2 after last week. Okay, now I don't want to confuse you, and I don't want to, throw it out there a little bit to muck up Rockford thing. He does. He sent in a small lean. He's making a little bit of a play today on over 167 in the WNBA game, but he doesn't want it on his record. Pittsburgh is officially on the Rockford recorded.
But the WNBA is what? Nod and a wink?
Just a wink, a little lean
that's how you
on
got
the
to
over
play with
167 tonight. He likes it. He's betting a few hundred on it, not a few thousand like he usually does. Hey, but let me finish this Monday night game here in the NFL. I wanted to. Seattle's at Chicago. Remember, Seattle is the third team that qualifies as their opening the season as their second game on the road. But the Bears are 3.5.
The Bears.
There's just no way, even though I got to pass because I like Seattle in this game, but it goes against that second game on the road to start the season. So there's a quick recap of some of our notes we have for the NFL.
Well, don't say we don't give it to you on the show. I mean, this is the show that lets you turn your small bankroll into a brand new Lamborghini.
Well,
or your Lamborghini into a Ford Fiesta. But, depending on which way you go.
Nick, but remember, we're in Vegas, and Vegas is one of the only places that you can drive in an $80,000 Jaguar and leave on a $250,000 bus. So be careful with that.
Yeah, true. It's the only
place
you can.
If you know how to make a leave here with a small fortune.
Yeah, start with a big one. You know, my favorite thing about Vegas here are the guys that go out and they rent these McLarens and these supercars, and they drive them up and down the strip, and it says Exotics Rental or whatever on the. Yeah. What are they trying to? Some they're going to pull some girl that's going to say, "Oh, look at that! He's driving a McLaren. Who's going to get?" I mean, what is wrong with some people, Frank?
Well, you come to Vegas, you wanna show off down the Las Vegas Strip, but you still can't get the square out of you. I mean,
right, exactly.
You gotta look like a banana. You gotta look like a banana doing that. But here's the thing: is we got our contest Friday.
Yeah. So what's up? How are we doing right now between you and Oklahoma?
I got a half game lead on him right now, and he's got the button, which means he picks first this week. So I have to be careful because he already knows. From what you could hear from my NFL notes. You see a couple of the games that I'm going to be choosing. Like you're going to see me taking the Raiders. You're going to see me taking.
All right.
Okay, but I got to be careful with this.
We got the Raiders.
Brian. But I got to be careful with this Oklahoma Brian, because as you can see from last week, this guy makes John Dillinger look like Dorothy. He'll steal when it comes to stealing picks and value plays. He'll steal the smoke off a hot stove. So I know that if I start giving out all my plays right now, he's capable of stealing these.
But you basically just did.
I gave him the Raiders. That's all I'm going to give him. If he listened to me, he should decipher what I like in the NFL, what I'm going to go with. But I'm not going to declare myself because he has the button, and he's he's careful of stealing everything. This guy.
Well, the funny thing is, he says the same thing of you.
I didn't steal any plays.
Well, you
I didn't
got to
steal
take
any
that up
plays.
with Oklahoma.
This guy robbed a play from Waz. He robbed a play from Rockford. I mean, he got his, he got caught stealing. He got his, got his ass handed to him on those 2 games. But we know that in the long run, if he keeps stealing this valuable stuff, it's going to be tough for me.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, isn't it? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Well, he's not really. Well, believe it or not, I mean, this guy. I mean, he's a master snooper into these accounts. He can find value when he sees good plays. He has no problem stealing them. Okay. And we like him. That's why he's on the team. I mean, he's our Bonnie. He's our Clyde.
Right.
So,
you were
okay.
going to say he's our Bonnie, and then he'd call
he's
up
our
pretty
Clyde.
upset with you.
But
quite
for
frankly.
Billy Donnellan and what is it? Is Jimbo in the house?
Jimbo Mullins, Billy
Jimbo
Donovan.
Mullins,
Where are
baby.
they?
I said, you guys say that we can't finish over 500. You know what I mean? We'll give you our PayPal account. We'll be willing to take as much action on that as you want for 100 games that we finish over 500. I know you guys are. We just had a bad week, but stay tuned to 5th Street.
All right, we got to run. We're going to be right back after these messages. Billy Donlan, Jimbo Mullins, where are you? If you'd like to communicate with us, you can do it at 5th Street Sports Talk on Facebook, or you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/5th Street Sports. We're also obviously on the web, and we're broadcasting to you live on the Sports Byline USA and SB Nation radio networks, as well as American Forces. We're going to step aside, take a break, and when we come back, loads more to get to here on 5th Street Sports.
There it is.
I weighed 329 pounds. I was a heart attack waiting to happen. I got Andro 400. It makes me not so hungry. I started noticing more energy. I noticed my belly was starting to shrink up. I started seeing weight come off. 80-some pounds. I went from 330 to 245. For a 56-year-old guy to lose that much weight, it took something, brother. I feel great. I feel like I was when I was 35 years old.
That was Ruben. Now listen to what Josh says about Andro 400.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that stuff really works. It was insane. I've heard the commercials, for a decade. I was like, I'm just going to try it. My pants are, falling off. It really works. I bought suits last year for my new job, and they're falling off of me. It's insane.
Guys, if you want to lose belly fat, gain energy, strength, and muscle, and look and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. That's 888-400-0435. Andro400.com.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
To protect your engine, you have to change the oil. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $28.95. Protect your engine from sludge and wear, plus earn double points during O Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, folks, we're back here on 5th Street Sports. Nick Eber, Frank Perez. We gave you all of our hot NFL picks, really, for the weekend coming up. At least Frank did. And, if you think Frank's hot, then those are the ones you want to take. If you think otherwise, you maybe want to stick around and see what maybe Oklahoma Brian has to say.
Nick, those weren't necessarily picks. If you're see that's just Nick and NFL. It's like
No, I understand what you're
oil
saying.
and
These are
water.
like
Those are
values
just
here.
leans and early things that we were doing towards these games. But Nick, there's one. I know this interests you. I know that this interests you because this is all on the political side. But first of all, I want to get one thing out of the way for all you guys that do political betting and you want to use stats and data into your political handicapping. Right now in the White House, okay, when you start thinking about your political stuff in the White House right now, there are on the wall. There's pictures of the wall every month. Employee of the month. All 18 pictures of all 18 months of Employee of the Month are all the pictures. Donald Trump's in every picture. It's a picture of Donald Trump all 18 months. So that might want to give you a little bit of clue on who you might want to bet on the next thing. He's been Employee of the Month 18 months in a row.
Well, one guy who probably is in a good chance not to be Employee of the Month at the Supreme Court is Brett Kavanaugh, who's been up for nominated by the Trump administration for one of the vacant Supreme Court vacancy. He's gone through a rather contentious hearing, and yesterday it came out that this man potentially has a betting problem. $200,000 on a credit card. He says he buys season tickets to all the big games for friends and doesn't charge them interest. Frank, this is kind of how people bury gambling losses, right?
Right. Usually, when we see things like that, like season tickets, and you get guys season tickets or cars, usually that's the way a lot of whales will settle their betting accounts. To keep them like from big cash transactions. So you owe a guy $75,000. Just figure out what season tickets he likes. Whatever you buy him 2 season tickets, if that's the value, and it looks like you just got a guy 2 season tickets. Not like you're paying off a bet.
But I mean, that's not cash for that bloke. I mean, he's got to go to the games.
No, well, maybe he likes that. You figure out what he wants. If he wants a Rolex, he wants a car. That's how you can settle with whales without just doing direct cash transactions.
Right. So Brett Kavanaugh's been basically accused of this, and he admits it. Not that he has a gambling problem. He admits that he's buying season tickets for friends and this, that, and the other. And he does, however, love to play poker. Now, that to me would qualify him to be on the Supreme Court because we need to get this ludicrous gambling regulations overturned. But I will say this is the sort of guy that's going to be a poker player at night, lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, and vote on vote against gambling because the far right doesn't want that. I mean, that's how I see the typical hypocrisy. But what they're finding his hands in the gambling cookie jar, and I wonder if this may be the death knell. Because how do the guys on the far right side of the Republican Party justify getting behind a guy who has, a gambling problem?
But wait a second. First of all, the only gambling problem that he has is that he hasn't been
he loses.
Getting the selections from Fifth Street Sports. Okay,
That's true.
But about a gambling problem. So I believe when he's on the Supreme Court, he's not going to be playing poker at night. Maybe he's doing that because there's nothing else. There's nothing wrong with relaxing and playing poker with your buddies. Of course, I don't think he's going to do that once he's nominated.
Of course he is.
No,
come
he's
on,
not.
Frank.
Nick,
Look. It doesn't matter. If he enjoys playing poker with his buddies, he'll play poker with his buddies. I mean, it's the Supreme Court's just another notch up on the old job ladder. So
then
to
get
speak.
get him to sign up for the Fifth Street Edge. We'll give him the right picks.
Agree, but I think the issue becomes if he owes people a lot of money for gambling debts, does that make him susceptible to graft or bribe or maybe making some decisions in favor of people one way or another to whom maybe he owes money? So that really is the issue. I don't think anybody really cares. I think it's the whole security clearance thing. They don't give security clearances to people with gambling problems.
Well, we'll have to see. I don't really think that he will be doing things like that, especially when he gets that. That's a very big honorable position. I don't think he's going to jeopardize that.
Come on,
in a
Frank,
poker game.
You've been around gambling how long?
My whole life,
175 years?
No, since 58. I remember my father here in Vegas growing up. I didn't know I came from a gambling family. My 2 sisters and I would come home to be brand new 10 speeds in the driveway. We were like, all right, we couldn't figure it out. That was great. And then the next day there'd be no power in the house. things like that. We'd have steak and lobster one day and open face air sandwiches the next day. We didn't know that our father was a gambler. We came from a gambling house.
So you've been around it a long time, Frank, and you know
but
that
he wasn't on the Supreme Court.
No, but it doesn't matter where you're on. If you are addicted to gambling, just like if you're addicted to drugs or addicted to any one of 1,000 things people can be addicted to, just because you get a seat in the Supreme Court doesn't make your addiction go away.
It might. I mean, that's a very big position. That's something that you would want to give up gambling. Maybe he did it out of boredom or whatever. But I believe he's qualified. To me, he's still the favorite. He's still the favorite to get nominated. And I don't know. I would have to give him the nod, especially since he's a gambler.
Well, yeah. To me, for me personally, that makes him inherently qualified to sit on the Supreme
absolutely.
Court. I mean,
Now, what is it that this Oklahoma Brian keeps calling in, and he's all frustrated about? Like, should we tip these ticket writers on winning tickets? What do you think about Nick? What happened? Speaking of tipping, you're always talking about that Piegow hand you won for $80,000. Why don't you?
Oh, well, that was a great story,
that?
Frank. Yeah. So when I was starting with the World Series of Poker many years ago, I was spending months and months at the Rio.
Right.
The strip, off the strip on Flamingo.
Right.
And I wanted to get seven stars category, which is like their top, 1% of the top 1%.
Right.
And I figured that if I played X amount of Piegow hands at a certain amount for X number of days or years at this point, I would achieve it. And I wanted Piegow because it's a fairly even odds game.
Right. We know all that. It's just you can get past the sickness. Tell us what happened on the hand.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I was playing a lot of Piegow. Well, anyway, one day I was sitting down there and I was playing. I think it was $50 a bet, and I put $10 on the fortune bonus. I hit a 7-card straight flush with no joker.
Wow.
Which pays 8,000 to 1 on the fortune bonus.
So you got $80,000 for that.
And I think it paid 5,000 on the regular bonus.
Okay, so you got 85.
I think I'd have to remember what it was.
Now, okay, so you get your $80,000.
I get my $80,000. Everybody at the table gets a $5,000. Everyone that played the fortune bonus at the table got a $5,000 gift. Not from me, from the house.
Everybody at the table gets.
Yeah, it's called the fortune bonus. If you bet more than $10 on the fortune bonus, then it's called the envy bonus, and everybody gets, depending on the level of your hand, and it goes up from 3 of a kind to a straight, flush, full house, blah 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 blah.
Right, so you were the big hero. You were the big hero. Okay.
Big hero. So I won $80,000. The thing was, I had 5. So on my fortune bonus, I had $10, and I put $5 to ride for the dealer next to it.
Okay.
So
the dealer they made $20,000.
Well, the dealer should have made $40,000, right? At 8,000 to 1.
But it caps the hand at 100,000.
But they capped the table at 100,000. So the dealer should have made 20,000.
Right.
So the dealer is, pretty excited. It's one of Frank. It's one of these things where when the cards are dealt, right? I looked down and my heart really didn't skip or race. I just thought, oh wow. Cool, I got a 7-card straight flush, right?
Right.
So I put the cards down, and then the dealer flips the cards over as he goes around. And as he gets to me, I said, I think everybody's going to like this. And when he flips my cards over, the other people playing at the table start jumping up and down and yelling and screaming like it's The Price is Right, and they just gonna come on down. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what a bunch of turkeys, right?
Right.
But the dealer's also jumping up and down and yelling and screaming because I had $5
They're going to put $20,000 in their pool.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the pit boss comes over, and he says, "Oh, fantastic! We don't ever see this." And I said, "And how about that? I got $20,000 for the dealer." He goes, "Oh no." He goes, "The most they can make is $500."
Well, that's crap. These guys are ridiculous.
So the dealer was very upset and nearly started crying. Was a guy.
Really?
And I thought that was ridiculous because then I said, well, fine, then you should give me the other $15,000.
No, not 19,000.
19,500. Thank you.
Okay.
And give $500 to the dealer. Well, it didn't work that way. The $5 that I had riding next to my 10 only paid $500 instead of 40,000 if there were no table limit, 20,000 with a table limit.
See, that
is a rip of the highest variety.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And I will tell you, I found the dealer later, and I gave him $5,000.
Good for you.
But that is crazy. But so, do you tip the dealer on Pygo? Yeah, he's dealing hand. You used to be a dealer, Frank.
Yeah, sure you do.
I mean,
but we're not talking about dealers. We're talking about sports writers.
Yeah, but it's look. It's the same thing. If you win a jackpot at a video poker machine and they come over and give you a hand pay, do you tip the person that gives you the hand
I
pay?
do.
I do.
I do.
So
Sure
you
do.
tip the ticket writers. By the way, the story on this Pygo thing, where I
Yeah.
just won all this money.
Right.
I called my wife at the time. I'm like, honey, you'll never guess what. Remember, I just made what,
80,000.
It was more because I made on the regular bet
Right.
as well. I said, honey, you'll never guess what. She goes, what? I said, I just made $5,000 playing Pygo.
I love it. I love it.
What do
No,
you think
no.
she said to me?
She said, "Oh, that's great."
No, come on. What'd she say? You tell your wife that you just made $5,000 playing Pygo? What's she going to say to you?
That's great.
Send it home.
Yeah, ship it. Ship it. Yeah,
Ship it home.
She'll give you her FedEx number. See now. Here's the thing on the tipping. I remember a lot of the pit bosses. They really fear those high limit players because let's say a guy buys in for a $250,000 credit line, and he starts winning a lot. Betting 10, 15, 20, 50,000 a hand, and he's betting and winning and tipping as he's winning, tipping 500, 1,000, 2,000, but he's getting one of those really volatile runs where he's going back and forth. A lot of the times they'll notice that after, let's say, 3 or 4 hours, this guy has tipped, $175,000 to the dealers, and he's still got a bunch of money in front of him. Now he only bought in for $250. They can't get that back. That's locked up in the dealer's thing. They fear that because even if the guy goes broke, they make nothing because it's in the dealer's tip box already. If they can keep going back and forth enough, sometimes the guys will buy in for $500,000. Packard and them, they would run it up, and in the running it up, they would tip $1.5 million, then finally lose their $500,000. But the house is at $1.5 million because he's tipped it all the way through.
What's the biggest tip you ever got as a dealer?
Biggest tip I ever got was a hand, $800 a hand. I was dealing at the Rio. I dealt a wheel straight flush against 4 kings, and it was 7 card stud. It was a jackpot thing, and I made $1,155 from the players because they won. I think the winner got $8,500, the loser got $4,500, and everybody at the table got $250. When it was all said and done, they tipped me $1,155.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Because I don't have it.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
I put all my money on the Raiders.
Oh,
like you told me to.
I'm getting so shamed, and these guys are brutal that I work with here. I mean, you handicap one game. It's like that Jimmy the Bridge Builder. You one thing, and you know what? But I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, I'm still catching heat over this game from these guys.
All right. Well, I have to go to break. But I ask you this, by the way, and we'd love to hear from you on Facebook at facebook.com, Fifth Street Sports Talk, or YouTube, youtube.com, Fifth Street Sports. Brett Kavanaugh, if he has a gambling problem, does that invalidate him for the Supreme Court, or does that make him better qualified? What do you think? Let us know.
I think nothing.
Give us a call, 800-878-PLAY, or find us on the web. Nick Eber, Frank Perez. We'll be right back after this.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host that can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Getting the windbreakers at his door.
All right, we're back on Fifth Street Sports. Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, American Forces, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Witch, Snitch, Snatch, Yatch. We're on everything that you can do. You don't even know those sites existed, Frank?
Yeah, I do. But you want to know what I see when we bring in Juniper over here on the couch? That's exactly what I want to look like after this weekend's done with the football. After
curled up this weekend?
If we get all these winners, I'm just going to relax and take it easy.
Yeah.
And not have to deal with you guys.
It's a good life. Well, listen, we gave you some early strategies for this weekend's NFL. You certainly want to stay tuned to the show. Frank and Oklahoma Brian will be back on tomorrow. I will be stepping aside. And then, of course, Friday, we've got a NASCAR spectacular for you people. You want to stay tuned for that. And remember, at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern Time every day, I'm on the air with a sport I'm intimately familiar with, which is the global football. That's to use the affected way, the football, F-U-T-B-O-L.
Right.
So tune in tonight at 6 p.m., and I'll be giving you an early look at some of the Premier League matches coming up this weekend. And don't forget, we will put out our picks for the Premier League on Friday. So if you really want to know where to put your hard-earned money for both the NFL, well, we did give you a pick for tomorrow, didn't we? Did we give him a pick? For tomorrow? On the NFL,
we're going to be we're looking to tease Cincinnati to 7.5 or 7.5.
Oh yeah, using the teaser, right?
But I'm going to take them straight up to +1, because that's what our guys are starting to come through with here.
So stay tuned, folks. We're going to have a lot more information for you. Again, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. That is the place to go to interact, to talk with us, the best place possible if you don't want to call in the studio and talk to us. So I will be on with you 6 p.m. tonight, and this show, Fifth Street Sports, Frank and Oklahoma Brian, Las Vegas Chris, Rockford Files, America's Worst Better. It's all right here for you every day, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, and American Forces radio networks. All right, we're going to say goodbye, and I'll speak to everyone tonight at 6 p.m.
See you later.